Out of the gates here. Round number 2, Matthew. Symmetra on the field for Sparkle. It looks like he'll stick with it.
And it's going to be the Lucio with the Moira again for the Dallas Fuel. And they'll have Sparkle playing the Symmetra, which is interesting that the Shanghai Dragons go to the composition they're going to now. This is the one composition that was run a lot in NA.
All right.
That the Dallas Fuel are able to beat pretty handily using this type of composition. Just the Symmetra over time, building up the damage with this beam.
Right,
just
so
so difficult to deal with.
I mean, Lip almost had a kill there, but the Maywall from his own teammate, Fleta kind of blocked the shot. Regardless, it looks like the neutral fight is pretty comfortably won by the Dragons, despite an odd Maywall. Lip didn't actually have to do the lion's share of the work in that fight.
They just got clapped in this.
No, it takes an off angle. They got
fight.
Fearless extremely low, and they were able to push in, deal with the rest of the players from the Dallas Fuel. Dallas Fuel can't match this composition. The best they can probably do here would be like Sparkle playing the Reaper again and trying to play the Reaper rush, with behind the Moiras.
Here.
Wall not good enough to keep Fate in.
I didn't get to see
Shadow,
that.
that catches Doha there. No chance for him to get into Ice Block. Fate lets that one go as he's backing up, but the Dragons, they know the Fuel are already committed to this fight. The Coalescence was used by Fielder, and they've got to go. Here comes the Symmetra barrier, but the Gravitic Flux doesn't care about that one. Jex to take him down in midair, and Sparkle's looking worse for wear. Another cleanup for the Dragons, and they are miles ahead of this round.
But
There's
4 ultimates coming up for the Fuel soon enough. Once,
no way you're turning that fight.
And Doha gets his.
Dragons really look strong on this composition. Not exactly the mirror.
They got to break in here.
Now coming in here for the Dallas Fuel, so
they're kind of just
really want that immortality field, just the overall healing and just damage output.
They're going to open up with this.
But you don't want to play as aggressive with the Moira.
Or maybe the
powerful
Shatter, I guess, whichever one
now for the Dallas Fuel. There'll be 2 Blizzards in play, so keep an eye out for those. Fearless, it's a flanking teleport. Shatter,
oh my, what a big
Shatter,
bro.
Jagon get knocked down. Is the follow-up going to be there? Yes, Sparkle
they got
quickly
Fate at least.
snaps into action,
and
steps
Void.
up,
Right,
follows up, and Fate is down.
That TP by Sparkle
the
for the
you
flank
to
shatter
the
was
huge.
Huge.
Is because you weren't able to win the neutral
while they were focused
field,
on the
even
Gravitic Flux.
Moira's like really good at AoE HPS output. It's just not enough. You need the immortality field. And that's when Fielder makes a switch over to Batiste. So now let's see how this neutral game goes, because the Dallas Fuel should be able to last a little bit longer in it now.
Well, I think
There's
you
a lot
want
of
to give
big ults
Sparkle
coming up for
time to
Shanghai.
charge up and actually eat through those shields. And if you're playing Moira, you don't really allow for that. So now at least the Symmetra might be a bigger factor. And Matrix, both sides use it, and Lee Jagon goes down first. Han been able to find some damage amped from the ultimate of Fielder. Fate on the back foot is an understatement here. He's lost Void now, he's offsider, and he's in deep trouble. Sparkle, he's charged up and ready to go.
Man.
Yeah, the thing with the Moira is you just have to play so aggro.
Amp Matrix feels like such a fucking meme half the time. Like
now you get way better.
You barely get value out of it. Like it's placed in it, and it's stationary. Fucking Maywalls come up, block it. Yeah, it gives you like extra damage to break the Maywall, but it's like
and extend the fight.
That's like a third of its duration gone.
The damage that she puts out.
And then and like that, like the fight was then moved away from it quickly, so it's like both.
He's gonna have a tough time if Sparkle puts down a decent wall here. Careful, Doha. A little bit out of position there. It's forced to ice block early. Here's the Symmetra wall. Gravitic Flux. A lot of ultimates here. The question is, does that Blizzard get any value for the Dragons? It looks like that's not the case. Fleta just lets that one go. And the Dragons come up with absolutely
Shatter, bro.
Blizzard in sound barrier used there for the Shanghai Dragons. And the Dallas Fuel have their own Blizzard in sound barrier available here. They're going to have an Ant Matrix 2. As soon as we've seen the switch to the Batiste,
these are some good fucking fights so far. This is also
around that left-hand side. They want to put some pressure on the point. They don't want to play here by the choke. Look how fast they can rotate with the teleporter.
Oh my, that is going to, that's going to keep Lee Dragon honest. He wants to be the aggressive Lucio, but he can't now. Oh no!
No touch.
The Dragons failed to touch the point.
They don't even get to touch it.
In fairness, they were at a distinct disadvantage, but sometimes when your Lucio gets headshot randomly, there's no chance to secure or guarantee that overtime. That might have been it there. Doha being able to find Lee Jagon and him saying, I cannot push any further. But Matt, you've got to give credit to the Fuel. They can actually slow it down. They might be the progenitors of this Lucio Moira comp, but when they have to play Batiste and sit back and
switch the Dallas
Fuel can't utilize shortly before the game all of a sudden.
Echo map.
Wild.
Them into maybe like an Echo matchup. So Shanghai definitely trying to force the issue here. Coming up with some different types of compositions that maybe the Dallas Fuel can't match.
Right, you teased this and said, like, generally speaking, this map type is a pretty good one for the Dallas Fuel, and you can see here way back in 2018.
If I remember correctly, that doesn't matter. Neither of those teams are anything like what they are right now. There's not a single player on that Fuel roster that's on this. That doesn't matter.
Strengths in the same way as, I don't know,
but if I'm not mistaken,
or Hanamura for that matter.
They what's it called? Dallas looked huge at the beginning of Hanamura.
Storylines of Fearless going up against his old team and yada yada yada, but.
I mean, there's like a nice 3-minute time bank.
And even more importantly,
held the Dragons to just under a minute.
Regular season match wins. Now,
and
for Dallas,
what's it called?
Really relevant.
I think they ended up drawing on Anubis.
In the qualifiers, in the lead up to this event,
they couldn't get anything done in the minute for Shanghai, and then somehow they managed to. Though Dallas won their point A offense in like a minute, I think. Not even that. The first
high,
go
run
round.
into a bad meta.
The second way around, Shanghai held them for 3.5 minutes.
Constructed, and Tasmo,
so let's see what happens here.
Astro said that they want to add another damage dealer to the lineup. It could be a team that just gets better throughout the season. It's not one that think you look at it now and say this is their peak.
Running relatively different comps.
Who knows?
Too.
I mean, especially with next month on the horizon, hero pools might be a factor as well. Changes in the way that teams approach this constantly evolving meta. They might actually have to grapple with that reality of the sort of Lucio Moira composition.
To a draw on Anubis yesterday,
There's a lot to be looking forward to. Moira compositions that start popping up a little bit more.
3 assault map draws.
There's a lot to be looking forward to here, and we can expect things to change a whole lot.
They've drawn 3 assault maps Shanghai this weekend.
Exactly how
is that every time they played assaults?
Unclear matchups for them, because you see here, Matt, the Dragons.
No, they played 4 games because they played.
Yeah, it'll be Ash with the Echo on defense, and you have the Mercy pocket. So this is something you're not going to see like Ash come out. For the Dallas Fuel.
They beat Florida, lost to Dallas.
I was going to say, it looked like Doha was going to go back to Spawn. He's going to play Sombra, so you'll have Sparkle on the Echo. So Echo Sombra here with the Winston and the Diva. They not play Zarya here. They get a Biotic Grenade on Fate, and that allows them a little bit more space to move through the choke, and they connect with Fleta already.
Mind you, there's a Mercy on the side of the Dragon, so even in the presence of Jagon, they're able to find that kill. Hanbin also gets rid of the Jagon here.
Dallas tell who's ahead right now.
Some momentum to work with here, but Hanbin doesn't have a ton of backup. Biotic Grenade used defensively by Izayaki, especially in lieu of their Mercy being dead. That's important for the Dragons to stabilize on this high ground here, and Sparkle can't quite get to grips with Lee.
Good defense.
So you do have first blood drawn by the Dallas Fuel, but not enough to be able to get a push and make some type of progress on the point. But
each individual push has to kind of favor the defense, right? Because they're just set up while
kills you in the blink of an eye. If Fleta even gets a little bit low, they're going to try and take advantage of that.
It isn't huge, but it's important because you can really snowball this.
The Dallas Fuel's composition may be one also designed to punish Fate or Void for extending too far. Look at that. See how they react when they see Fate pop up. He's going to get given a nano boost though, and Fielder's going to have to do the same for Fearless. Doha is clinging onto life right now, but it's about what Fearless can do here. He gets Coach Gun backwards as Hanbin is desuited. Fate is slept up, so that's a huge pick. Now Dallas could move with some momentum, but instantly Izayaki douses them in a Biotic Grenade. 2 players can't be healed, and that stuffs Dallas' momentum.
Hanbin didn't get his
the Biotic Grenade there from Izayaki was huge. If he doesn't connect with that, maybe the Dallas Fuel are able to regroup and do something with that.
They're doing a good job of countering Dallas' punches. They also are trying to get,
it was Doha who was getting hacks onto Fleta, so trying to limit the amount of duplicates, primal rages that Fleta can go in and cause. Ooh, the damage boost headshot there from the Ash, not going to live through that.
Nicely done by Lip, and he is absolutely keeping himself at a safe distance here. You see Void and Fate are just sort of interposed between him and the rest of the Dallas Fuel. Fleta also staying in a rather respectful distance, but there's a duplicate available for both Echoes. This could get messy.
That was a pretty big
here. But he isn't really close enough or in range to anyone to build up that rally, so he might not have a lot of healing available. Now with Fate going down, this could be a problem. The teams trade their main tanks. Jackson uses rally, Sleek Dart on towards Void, but what can Dallas do with that? They get a Biotic Grenade onto Lip. That's gigantic.
Oh, that wasn't Fielder. That's Sparkle?
He gives that one over to Hanbin here, and
I didn't even notice that was Sparkle with the
they want to get Hanbin on the point. They want to push up. They know that Fate is coming back, and he's going to have a Primal Rage. It's a big D-Mech though, and it's going to be another nano here. This time, this is the one from Fielder,
Good job.
not from Sparkle coming in on Hanbin. Is they push him all the way through.
That after they
Point can't remech, but that might not be an issue. Fate gets a very timely primal rage to clear up the point, and now Hanbin doesn't have any healers whatsoever. Looking for Lip, gets him very low.
Just couldn't get that
attended to by Jacob.
This was like a 10
again,
HP
the Dallas Fuel
right
pull up short. Only one tick on capture, and there's 40 seconds left, Matt.
This guy trying to spy check for Doha.
Having the, I mean, he puts down enough damage on Doha, and then Lip finishes him off. You're not gonna be able to just ignore him, right? He's in the sky on the Echo. We know how good Flood is already. Last season's MVP. Just a damage boost, no hit scan on the other side to even threaten him.
Yeah,
he's gonna pop off, picks up a bunch of kills towards the end. This will be Sparkle over to Tracer. This EMP from Doha has to be big if they're gonna make any progress on point A.
Doha has to get his EMP off onto Fleta before Fleta gets his.
They're not teched up for a long fight, Matthew. They've got Moira and they've got Lucio, and neither have key ultimates available. This is going to have to happen right now. That's an EMP, but Fleta somehow still gets a duplicate, and it's not the key target, the Winston, and he's charged up. He might have a kill here. Izzyaki goes down, the Jexa is traded, and that's a big resurrect. Mercy's not available right now on the field, and that's going to hurt them in the later fight. Again, this composition had to win a quick and decisive fight, but with Fleta getting a duplicate on a main tank and then getting a primal rage, that's huge.
Fleta got a kill after dying.
Does claim the Echo, but really there's not much left to work with here for the Dallas Fuel. A pretty disappointing result, as they normally would feel confident coming into this sort of map type.
It's not even done yet, to be fair,
but Sparkle goes down to Lip here. The Tracer duel won by the Shanghai Dragons. Wrecking Ball's done, and so are the Fuel for their attack.
Fleta did a great job of constantly, whenever pushing up and out of
setup from the Shanghai Dragons.
EMPs. And getting the duplicates off every
obviously
time,
know what Dallas's weakness
Maybe the duplicate is what made him dodge it, I don't know, but either way.
It's not something that the Dallas Fuel can do, or we've seen them do, and they take advantage of it. Now the Mercy with the pocket on the Ashe and the Echo is so strong that really relying on these massive EMPs, but even when the EMPs are coming through, like the last one, as soon as the translocator goes in the sky, Lee Jae-gon uses the Valkyrie, so he's able to keep everybody alive even though he gets hacked. If you weren't landing those massive EMPs and taking advantage of them, you are never going to win with that composition, and they don't. They do get 50% on the point, so it's definitely not one that the Dallas Fuel are completely out of just yet, but it does not look good.
Yeah, don't train shoulders
that
before you have your COVID vaccine.
Tried to use liberally to
this is a little friendly tip from your neighborhood streamer, man.
We often saw Dante, opt to go for the Echo against them, and look, it's not to say that he can do whatever he wants, but there's definitely a lot less pressure on them. And if you decide to divert resources in terms of your Mercy to that Echo, you set them up to really overperform just the role of a single DPS.
It's fine.
And Dallas Fuel, I mean,
I'm just hoping it feels better
both
tomorrow.
times he got EMPs, Matt. Fleta's able to avoid it by duplicating a key target, a durable target.
If not, I'd be quite upset.
The Fuel, Tracer, Echo defense, and the Dragons are going to use Lip here. The Widowmaker comes out on attack.
Yeah, look, what you can do with the Widowmaker, if you just play point, if you're the Shanghai Dragons, with how much percentage you need, it's going to unlock crazy good sightlines for the Widowmaker, and all it takes is, Lip to hit one shot to seal the deal. That's going to be Fearless down, Jexa goes down to the headshot from Lip as soon as he gets control of the choke. This should be Shanghai just rolling on in.
You can see the desperation. Doha tries to use Focusing Beam on a full health target, and it's really nothing more than a tickle at that point. Meticulous now from the Dragons, they really pick the Dallas Fuel apart, and they'll move to the point. This will be a pretty cut and dry map, I dare say. Temple of Anubis looks to be pretty one-sided. Fearless is doused by the grenade for him. He'll try and get away, but it's unlikely. He'll buy a little bit more time, but that is going to be that, and it's a tight series here. The Dragons know exactly what map to go to.
Very different than last time.
It's a fantastic map choice here for the Shanghai Dragons. If they would have went like Hanamura or Volskaya, a lot of other different kind of compositions that the Dallas Fuel can play to really avoid what they've avoided the entire tournament. Here they can't. They have to play, some type of
King's Row.
The next map is King's Row.
Trying to force that rush.
Dallas Fuel actually decided on hybrid to choose Gibraltar. So this time they go King's Row, and maybe they want to go Gibraltar towards the end of the series. Or they've seen some things. Gibraltar was really close, that they feel like they don't want to see Gibraltar. They want to go to King's Row here and maybe try and force something different.
All right, well, it's going to be the kind of map perhaps where the Dallas Fuel do get to leverage that Reinhardt play that's looked really very good for them. Some of Fate's best statistics over the main melee have emerged from playing Wrecking Ball primarily, which is something we see Fearless do less of.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I meant, where they did pick Gibraltar in the previous series, but then we also had Blizzard World in the series between these two teams. That was actually a Dragon's pick. So they wanted to play the Wrecking Ball there. Dallas Fuel doesn't want to play those Wrecking Ball compositions.
I think right now
they want to have Fearless be able to play the Reinhardt and the Winston, so that's why you end up picking King's Row here. And they can go
do
back
your
to
research.
Some of the stuff that you see
be
them
smart
coming out right now.
about
they can play this Reinhardt
dying and bleaching your hair,
right
and be patient as well.
And they can play
That's
really aggressive.
thing.
We'll see if Shanghai continues to go with this, though. Where
fucked
they can
up
play,
my hair by
you
not
play
doing
Pharah,
that.
right? You can play a little bit of Echo here.
Man.
Maybe you see them play
was
the May
full,
match.
it was
They didn't
soft.
look great in the mirror, though.
It's healthy.
Some might be wondering why no Moira here on the defense for the Fuel, man. Different approach with the Batiste in here.
I mean, the Batiste was so much more effective on Lijiang Tower, right? As soon as they brought in the Batiste, they were able to
my nails.
live, sustain in these fights. The Immortality field's massive. They weren't able to do that with the Moira in play.
Gotta just stop.
The Batiste also gives them a little bit of damage to the players up in the sky. So it'll be the Echo plus, no, it's going to be the Pharah. So Pharah
keeping the sparkle
Ashe here for Shanghai.
Keeping the sparkle. Sparkle keeping
this is
the
a ton of damage, especially with the Mercy pocket.
In the same way that Batiste benefits the Fuel in longer fights, so does Fletterer on the Pharah for the Dragons. Now it's really about how we can isolate individuals, and look at this
clear
already.
Weaknesses in the other one, and they're just going at him.
Fletterer is going to be dangerous in this corner. Someone's going to stop him. And Accretion catches him, but he's already gotten Sparkle, and now he's about to get into the cookie jar big time, Matt. Complete control on the point here.
With how much damage he puts down,
they turned it around to kill on Fate, but I mean, they're just getting the
Shanghai, they back them up into the corner. They don't push in right
away.
They're
gonna push. There you go.
Let it just keep poking the damage as Sparkle comes
the
back
fact
on the Soldier 76.
Another kill, man.
But again, Harbin's already been taken down, so that's one shield.
The fact that
the
rush,
a little bit too close, flew too close to the sun, maybe. Fielder
they
looking in a dangerous position right now, but
because they're like,
gets around the amplification matrix, so we can't get taken down by Batiste's damage, and gets rid of Fearless. This is an elite performance right now.
Shanghai just tore through Dallas.
You're gonna
the
have
fact
to
that like
change
Shanghai
for
doesn't really play
maybe
rush.
It is the Soldier 76. It's not
King Bro makes
sense.
sense.
The hit scan of choice, but if that's what you can play,
makes sense. But like they know that. Like transverses.
He'll lock in
Rush wants to stay together, so
not a ringing endorsement for Soldier 76.
Playing the
really not.
previously playing the Pharah, like you saw it, he was just fucking raining missiles down on this group, hitting everybody or at least 3 people with it.
At least this is gonna,
and they don't need to worry about that because they know that this is like the closest thing to hit scan that this team plays is the fucking Soldier. They don't play any consistent long-range hit scan.
Stun potential's not really there, so what does Sparkle do from this position? Not a whole lot. We're looking at him just trying to find some opportunity. Fearless cleans up Fate. He gets frozen, goes a little bit too close to the
Jax
main
is
here.
dead.
But Lijiang gone. What a perfect way. Just hovers below the
Lijiang gone is so
gets
good,
the resurrect. Now it's going to be Doha forced into an ice spot. Comes out and not full health, by the way. Lip deals with Fearless and is the Yaki. That's nice. Bionic Grenade catches 2 and the Fueler struggling to find out how to deal with the very airborne composition.
They're really coming online
this is not
in the second attempt against Dallas.
The Shanghai Dragons made this work on the Temple of Anubis, dominated there. So far, they see no answer again for the for what the composition they're running. The Dallas may try and get a touch here. They have a speed boost. They have a shatter here for Fearless. Look at that shield, just taking
oh my god.
He loses his ultimate
Izayaki is a fucking god.
So they managed to get rid of Fletterer. He was brought back into the fight, but there's now going to be a sound barrier for the Dallas Fuel.
The sleep out of the fucking Earth Shatter.
Fearless's shield can only hold out so long. Harbin now has to deploy the defense matrix to give Reinhardt a time to recharge, and they step off the card. A critical error. Dallas Fuel was
such a big fight, I don't blame them.
But they give up the checkpoint anyway.
And they're going to use Tac Visor.
That's a big self-destruct after what's it called? Killing the Mercy.
You use these 2 ultimates as you see how aggressive they're trying to go for Void.
Is he
He's still alive here as well.
Behind enemy lines with
coming
the
back
fucking
to this next fight, all the Dallas Fuel are going to have is this Amp Matrix. So you can nano Fate here, send him in, you have the Bob, you're still in tremendous position for Shanghai.
Did they add in the thing where Anna can nano herself, or was that just something they talked about? Because they gotta add that in, I think.
Past it, into the back line now.
Oh, Fletta's down.
To an amped Fire Strike from Fearless. That is not easy to do as a right-hard
Shatter?
player. And now with Fate going down, the Fuel should be able to re-assume control. Crucially, there were some ultimates used in that fight. It's Izayaki and Fate use their ultimates. And the Dragons get nothing for it. But Matt, please don't tell me. The narrative was all about Dallas Fuel overcoming their lack of hit scan player. Surely the story of them losing a map here, or potentially this series, can't have anything to do with that. Surely it's not they lose because they can't play long-range hit scan.
That would be really unfortunate if that's what does happen.
Metas and whatnot have been dominated by that long-range hit scan. It's not something out of the question, but that'll be a 5-player EMP for Doha. And this will be a copy, though, from Fleta onto the D.Va. So you're going to have an extra takeout on the field.
In Overwatch,
they take out Fearless.
It's so hard to...
he's just getting blown up.
I commend the color and...
Echo in the mix, in the ashes. This will be a self-destruct into the back.
More so.
Doesn't connect anything.
No, Sparkle's dead just as the
run out of line of sight.
Matrix
they
comes
had to
up.
give
That's
up all
rough.
this extra space because their Ryan couldn't just stand with his shield up and protect them from the blast.
Oh, Fate's putting
and they gave up
a
strong
lot of work
positions,
right now.
which means the Drags can
Fate's
continue
dead, though.
stuffing them back into the corner here. Again, Fate goes
So
a
is
little
Doha.
too far.
Defender
but
advantage,
Doha's still
though.
picked up by Void. Still going to be crucial here, as neither DPS player from the Fuel really has ultimates. Here's another bomb. 2 bombs in the space of 30 seconds. Neither find kills, but both force Dallas out of ideal positioning. Now they're stuck in the corner. Uncle Dursley's put him in the bloody closet under the stairs, but they've got to fight back. They're going to emancipate themselves here. Let's hear from the Shanghai Dragons and some of their comms in these last moments.
Point. Oh my god, they almost got back capped. Alright, they're getting their kill now. Oh, with a little switch.
탱커 있겠다. 얘네 EMP도 와. 채우자. 탱커 EMP 와. 발키리 채우는 게 아니라. 좀만 그 뒷라인하고
Dragons pull up
Man,
a little
I
bit
hope,
short there.
like, as much as like I'm
Fearless now
tired,
has at least an
I
Earth
have a
Shatter coming
headache,
into
and I
the
want
next
to smoke.
fight. There will be a Primal on board
Weed.
with the Dragons.
Being able to hold here for the Dallas Fuel would be a huge offer, a huge win.
I would love for
in
this
order
to be another,
really kind of
like,
map alive.
well, I don't know if it can be a 6-rounder anymore.
Shanghai, we're rolling. Now that's
map,
big.
but
You
a
get a
5-mapper
kill
at
on the
least
bait.
would
You
be
can
great.
push up a little bit now. You don't have to use a ton of your ultimates. You get a hack on the Fleta. And now you can start to kind of build some more ultimates of your own. Doha
they're doing a good job of
here
breaking down that time bank, that huge time bank that
now
they had.
Dallas starting to get rolling a little bit
3.5-4-minute time bank.
with the Soldier 76
At
in the
0.2,
Sombra.
at least.
Not a typical composition, but they're playing
Hey,
around
I
the strengths, right?
love when Soldier gets brought into the meta. I love Soldier,
part
dude.
of their ultimate economy. They're in a big trough. They didn't have much to work with. Now,
One of my
they're
favorite
actually blessed
heroes,
with
him and
many
Pharah.
ultimates. We'll see what the tactical visor looks like here, or
Tracer.
how Hanbin can be controlled. Maybe you follow it up with an EMP
I don't know,
attack
man.
visor. Not the most common ability combo, but still
My
effective
favorite
here.
here is probably Reinhardt.
That was your primal
love me some
rage
fucking
use there
Reinhardt, bro.
in Bob, just to get them space to get back towards the card. Now you
Anyways.
got Nano Fate, but that's going to be a big EMP.
EMP
that's
tag
it.
visor. Jagon falls down
4
first. I think
4
Fate tries to
people with
hide
the
behind the box
EMP.
stack in the back corner, and
Sparkle's
sure they let him
popping
go
off
for
the
now
tag
because
visor.
Izayaki and Fleta had already fallen. Matt, that is the second time in this part of the map that Fate has gotten a primal rage and not been able to create a big opportunity for the Dragons with that displacement.
No, they used the Bob and then the primal rage, and he just kind of went towards the
Is that a
ground.
shatter bomb I see?
They just waited for the Nano.
Is that a
This is
shatter
interesting.
bomb
They're
I
gonna
see?
play very slow. They want to poke at a distance, do damage.
Wow.
You have the Batiste with the Orisa swaps here for Shanghai.
Interesting.
Fate doesn't want to try and dive anymore, but this self-destruct forces him away
Guess
from
it's
the
not a
shield.
shadow
He
bomb?
fortifies just to maybe make sure he's not booped into the drink by
Wait,
Dexter.
Doha's on the...
But Jagon's gone down. Doha switches over to the Hanzo now, and the Fuel looks like they found a
Okay.
new level, a new rhythm, man. They bring a
And they're just
Hanzo
fucking
Soldier
pumping.
76 composition in, and the Dragons bring Orisa. What is going on?
Yeah, I mean, they're trying
Dallas
to...
Fuel
well,
can't
they
play
didn't
hit
expect
scan.
the Hanzo switch. When the Hanzo switch
Granted,
comes in,
Hanzo's not
so
exactly
much
hit scan. He's
damage
more...
with that lower Orisa
He's a
shield
sniper,
now.
but he's not
And
exactly
they're
hit
not able
scan.
to do anything. Yeah, the ball switch just to try and get back towards the card. Is Fatal get a touch to force OT? It doesn't look good though.
No way, he's
All right,
down,
that's
and that's
a-
it. The
Wow, what
Fuel, they find themselves
It's a
at
big
the
push
critical
by
moment,
Shanghai,
Matt. We
but
saw how close
Dallas Fuel...
to the end of the map
They
that
kept
got.
it winnable.
So both the main tanks,
I mean,
also
otherwise
both the
technically
tanks and the
winnable,
Dragons
but-
just sat there sailing it in. And
It was
still
looking
the
really
Fuel
bad for
bounced
them.
back. such an unlikely composition
looking
to do it with
very
as well.
bad for them. And yeah, they just went weird, bro.
They
just went fucking weird.
Just pretty low on overall damage, especially when you're running the Echo and the Ashe.
Remember some random shit, bro. They popped out the fucking Soldier, the Hanzo.
But the Hanzo then, Hanzo with 76, being able to control some of the high ground with Hanzo, pressure the shield out.
It worked out for him,
That's when things really turn for the Dallas Fuel towards the end. And the really smart switch there from Doha. But the Sombra with the 76 comp definitely gave Shanghai some trouble. Did not expect that. As the Soldier, we've seen him a bit throughout the May Melee. Always a bit of a meme when you get the Soldier 76, as he's not the first hit scan you go to. Really kind of the last, as we take a replay here from Fearless's POV, just looking for a shatter on anybody.
Oh my god, huge fucking shatter, bro.
I mean, it's just
huge
stuff
shatter.
From the Dallas Fuel. Like you can't
love to see it,
Nobody's
Fearless.
gonna play
Love
those
to see
type
it,
of
boy.
compositions, right? Especially like later in the
tell
game.
me he's not playing the Torb.
Surely not Sparkle. We don't make
It's probably. I'm assuming it's
In fairness,
it's just to see if you can get a pick or two here.
Unexpectedly, sort of busts out the tracer and looks more than serviceable on that hero. So
yeah, there you go.
I don't know, like there is definitely
he got
room for
1% on his
Fuel,
ult, and he's like, "Yep,
all
alright, I'm out."
Emptier roles.
This is what they did on Li Jiang Tower.
Oh, the
They get
hack.
a hack on the Mercy, and they're gonna try and kill Li Jiang here. Gets so low.
Oh my god. Oh, they got
Let him
Fate.
knows his window to have an
No,
impact
but
is
there goes
very
Fearless
slim,
and Fielder.
and in that window he finds
and Fate's
Fielder.
back up.
That's pretty darn good. Fate has gone down here, and the Dragons do not have Lucio to taxi him back into the fight. But still, it's a good way to win the fight, and with a staggered Diva, now there'll be enough time for Fate to be back and ready for the next engagement.
Mercy out of Li Jiang.
And that's what you want for the Dallas Fuel.
Okay,
They get a
so
hack on
much
the
value out of
Li Jiang
them
gun. They're able to keep him
for
alive,
them.
but they end up losing Fate.
That's the thing.
But
They
Echo
have
from
to
up
kill
in the
that
sky, just able to
they have
do
to kill Li
tons of
Jiang
damage,
early,
burn
man.
players down. I mean, Fled has already got a duplicate coming in the second
or
fight.
try to like camp the body.
Fate hacked. He's in trouble. He's down. Sparkle able to find a kill, and Fleder now has to be the Winston that the Dragons need.
Fielder's down.
Fielder is removed by Void. He dives that backline with Jexa going down. It's a great recovery from Shanghai. Fleder builds that primal rage and does everything that the Dragons need of him. This Echo play is just unbelievable.
It's the same type of thing, though, that we just talked about. They got to go in to try and kill Fleder alive. It goes a little bit too far.
Fleder showing why he was
the Dallas Fuel able to get the
MVP
first
last
pick
year.
again. You get a hack,
He's
you're able to target a player,
this game.
finish them off, but they just res it, and
There
then
you
they
go.
have the Echo
There's the push
duplicate.
from
This will be an
Dallas.
EMP that's going to connect with 3.
Coalescence
Big
is there
EMP.
as well, and yeah, that should be enough to keep the Fuel standing. Sparkle gets plenty of that Coalescence. Bob is used on the point here. The Fuel wanted a quicker fight, but Bob doesn't really want to let that happen.
Oh my god,
Doha
Li
goes
Jiang
down.
killed Doha.
J-Con gets the slappers out. Okay. Fearless is the
Yes,
primal
there
rage
you go,
now.
Fearless. You need to kill him.
Isolate Lee J-Gon, who gets the nano boost. The Dragons care so much about keeping their Mercy alive, and in the fight that it's Lee J-Gon that gets the nano, and they're still fighting. Salvary now comes out from the Dallas Fuel, and Sparkle has a death blossom.
Oh,
trying to
Sparkle.
bring it down.
Oh, Sparkle, that was huge.
And now we've got a Reaper in the back line. Fate has nowhere to go, and Sparkle saves.
the hack.
Could have been a rough fight for the Fuel again.
Bro, I
It was a big
can't
death blossom from Sparkle
believe
on Li Jiang Tower that connects with the 4-arm Mercy. This time
they
it's
couldn't
a
kill the
2K
Mercy
with the
because
death
she
blossom
caught
yet
the
again.
nano
The
boost.
Dallas
That's
Fuel will be able to
fucking
unlock the payload.
hilarious.
And what's probably really kind of beneficial here for the Dallas Fuel
I was
is
just gonna hold
this
it like
may have
this.
been the worst part of the map to play the Reaper on. As you move towards the street space and those fights get obviously a little bit closer, you know, with the chokes narrowing, this is when the Reaper can be a little bit more effective. As Fearless will go over to Rhine, so
This is probably better.
you get the
So I
Reinhardt
can,
in the
like,
mix.
sit
This
back.
really, you want to get the Reinhardt and
Let
the
me
Reaper
actually-
in the mix, run a player down with a hack, and take him out.
Doha able to build up towards another EMP already.
Let me just...
The duplicate from Fleder, though, will be crucial. He did
Big
such a good
EMP?
job earlier on countering it.
Oh,
And
four
again, Fleder
man.
gets the duplicate. This time it's onto a Reaper, but Fate's already gone down.
Everyone
the front
but the
line from the
DPS,
Dragons
that's
is
big.
limping. Void turns tail and tries to get away, and Fleder uses a defensive death blossom to try and prevent the Fuel from advancing. It actually works.
copied,
Fearless and Jexa
Sparkle.
get split off as they go so aggressive,
Oh.
but in the later stages of the
Dallas
fight,
is
the
playing this
Fuel come
offense
alive
so
here,
good.
and it's the Coalescence that comes halfway through, Matt, that punishes Fleder.
Yeah, they get it. Actually, they connect with the
this down
sleep
a bit.
dart onto Fearless, and they start to go. They get the sleep dart onto Fearless, and then Fleda gets the copy on the Sparkle, and they walk right into Doha's EMP.
This is perfect.
So that
Perfect
fight, though,
timing.
Lip able to build up an EMP of his own.
The volume's
so
fine.
see how it goes when he pops this one coming back in the next fight. Doha,
I got an idea.
Another EMP of his own. He's building these up quite quick too.
Oh,
self-destruct, buy some space coming on in.
Pushes, yeah, buys his own bubble though, and that could be nasty now as he tries to advance. Here's the EMP, this time it's from Lip and Sparkles Reaper. He can hang around without the use of his abilities for a while, and he has a Death Blossom available. Fate
only Fearless
has
go
a
down.
primal rage. He does well to stay alive, and now he'll use it straight away. He can't take any risks with a
Four-man
Reaper in the mix. He'll be pushing, and he pushes hard. Fielder comes back with a Coalescent Zone. Sparkles protected somewhat by Defense Matrix, but it doesn't last for long enough. Harbin, though, is still able to use that window to get rid of Fletter, but the Dragons have the numbers.
Alright, Dragons.
Yes, the Dallas Fuel are going to end up losing this fight. As Hanbin just tossing himself off the side. Everybody else trying to back
big
up.
Big EMP from Lib, bigger EMP
a few players
from
out here. Doha still there too.
Technically.
But when you mentioned a great point. You know, when Lip lands that EMP, Sparkle doesn't really care, right? Reaper's not a DPS who relies on his abilities to get a ton of work done. Really, Reaper's fine without any of his abilities. Good survivability too. So, check say with a sound barrier here. You could get aggressive with this. Sound barrier shatter. It looks like the Dallas wants to try to fight with this time, right?
Let me just see to make sure that I'm still talking. You can still hear me. Hello, hello.
Ridiculous stuff. Doha's gonna have one too, but it's gonna be a little later. If it goes now, Doha won't have a chance. There it is.
We didn't see that.
Knowing that there'll be fate above them.
Got some EMPs available here.
Ridiculous stuff. Doha's gonna have one too, but it's gonna be a little later. If it goes now, Doha won't have a chance.
4
there it is. EMP comes back
versus
the other
2.
way. Effects Flutter and Void though, and Sparkle's gone down. Yatson's survivability not limited as much, but he still can't rate walk away. Void desuited. Fearless finds Flat. Excuse me.
Oh my god.
Flutter with a charge. He was hacked. He couldn't fly away.
Okay.
Boots on the ground was not the game that he wanted to play.
I was gonna say, how the fuck did he charge
the
Echo, bro? Man.
2 minutes 24 on the clock.
That's the thing with Overwatch. Sometimes you can't even see how a fight turns.
EMP, like you mentioned, he knocks down Fleta. Really, you know, Fleta with the duplicates has done a ton of work here. But since they've switched over to this composition, the Dallas Fuel there apparently hasn't been a huge impact. Now Sparkle goes over to the Soldier 76.
Back on the Soldier.
So Soldier plus Batiste here to try and close the map out for the Dallas Fuel.
It's bizarre, especially because now Dallas Fuel don't have any DPS that can really make use of the high ground. Hanbin will be alone if he tries to go up and clear. Hack on Fearless, and it's got to be a sound barrier now because Fearless was also hit with a bionic grenade and a sleep guard and the kitchen sink. Is that going to be enough to shut him down?
Sparkle's dead.
He's in trouble. He can't get away from Fate's primal rage, and here he comes jumping into the mix. Fearless is out at sea, and I mean that literally. Surrounded by a roiling mass of Dragons players, he's finally dragged down.
Good job by Shanghai. Oh, Tommy gets a kill here. Oh, too bad. Good, what's called? Good fight back from Shanghai there.
You almost, if Lip uses the EMP, you almost just let that fight go. You'll have an Ant Matrix, a Shatter, you'll have a Tac Visor to potentially close it out. I wouldn't, if you're the Dallas Fuel, like you kind of want to go quick here and make as heavy as
Doha, or not Doha, Fleta got fucking shattered again, and he got EMP, big EMP. But nothing came out of it actually, so was it even really that big? Oh, look at this push. Oh, Fleta's dead. Is he gonna get Lee J gone? Lee J gonna get the res? No. Oh, Dallas Fuel gotta win this map. Oh my god, they got the touch. I can't believe they got the touch. If they get off the cart for a second, it's game. If they get off the cart for a second, it's game. That's it. Yep. Bro, what a fucking match, bro. What a match.
Make it happen.
Just lock the legs.
Lock the legs, bro. Lock the legs, bro. Hey, you gotta go for that fucking.
They don't have anybody who can pick it up. That's true for the Widow, the Ashe, and the McCree, but Sparkle comes out on the Soldier 76. It's a huge reason.
Sparkle says, "What? Who can't play hit scan? Who has hit scan as a weakness? Not us, fam."
That is definitely an interesting strategy that I'm sure Shanghai was not expecting.
No way. I mean,
let's watch a little bit of this actually.
Struggle against this Echo kind of play, but you see the Tac Visor just clip Fleta's wings and bring him back down to earth. Good response here from the Dallas Fuel, and we might be set up for quite the series. Remember, it's first.
Man, this is a really good series. First to 4 too. That's sick. So it's gonna be what's it called? It could go up to a 7 mapper. Oh, onto the fucking onto Flood, and he gets brought up too, but he's hacked, I think. Oh, such a good Fearless with his fucking shatters that match. Holy shit, he was popping off, bro. We love to see it. I love to see a Reinhardt going ham. That's why Super's one of my favorite players. Oh, it's the analyst game break.
Yeah, we're really seeing the value of your map choice show up on this series as they go back and forth between maps. On Lijiang, Dallas looking very comfortable with their picks. You can see why they chose Lijiang Tower off the bat. They looked very set with that symmetric strategy with the Reinhardt on control center. But this map, this could have gone to Shanghai. This, I think, every hero was played at this point. There was like a 20-minute stall, at least what it felt like.
That, oh my god, that flank shatter was so big.
Series, as I think both teams really coming out firing today.
That flank shatter was huge from fucking Sparkle. Well, not from Sparkle, but from Sparkle and Fearless with Sparkle's TP.
This one was all dragons. That one was a little painful. I literally blinked and it was kind of over. So Reinforce, why don't you refresh everyone's memory and talk us through it?
Yeah, well, this one was all the story about Fleras Echo, really. I think
fucking Johnny with the turtlenecks.
Going up as Nova Sombra, which didn't get a ton of value with these EMPs.
That shit does damage. I didn't think it would kill a monkey from that HP. Oh, Fleta coming on finding Fearless. Yeah, they popped off on this map. Anyways, I'm just gonna just do that real quick.
Very different styles, or at least different strengths in different areas. Are you really surprised to see this? Do you expect this to continue now?
I mean, with how the map picks have really shaped the entire meta of the main melee, from the
map picks have been huge.
Matches,
map picks haven't
final
been
four
huge.
Here, not really that surprising.
Especially because it seems like these teams have like specific weaknesses, and the map can like make that weakness visible. Like rush maps, maps we can play, like
the Dallas Fuel. But they need to get creative.
The Pharah can't deal with the what's it called?
This is another map, almost
some
like a
can't
new
hit scan.
where you can play some of that long-range hit scan, like you can put and the lip on the Widow or the
ones you can and like you want to play long-range hit scan.
This is going to be difficult.
Ball maps for against teams that can play ball or teams that who play ball very well.
Lower skybox where.
It's also crazy that, like, from what I've been hearing, Gaga is looking like the best wrecking ball in the world, which is insane considering he's replacing Amon, who, if I'm not mistaken, was previously looked at as either the best wrecking ball in the world or was just something that's all he played. But if that's all he played and there's still another player in the world who plays it better than him, that's kind of sad. You're an Overwatch League player, you only play one champion, but there's people that are better than you at that or hero. There's people that are better than you still. It's kind of sad.
The Dallas Fuel have shown
like that team will just want to pick up that person instead.
A myriad of different compositions that they can show if they have to play Winston. I say have. I mean, Fearless is one of the very, very best on that role, and they will. Dallas here might be hovering sort of a Brigitte-based composition, but the Dragons aren't. And this is maybe not a huge surprise, Matt, considering that they really want to facilitate it.
All these angles.
Give them
like a good neighbor. State Farm is there. Not a sponsor. Overwatch League sponsor. Not a Silver Rose sponsor.
Feel really confident about their game on Gibraltar in the first series. This was the fourth map on the Shanghai Dragons won Blizzard World, so it was a Dallas Fuel.
It'd be cool if someone came by to watch this.
It's a Shanghai Dragons map pick.
But nobody that I know watches Overwatch, so.
But see how Shanghai.
No one I know watches pro sports.
That matchup that they had against the Dallas Fuel tries to get a win here on Gibraltar. They'll have the Ashe. Like we were talking about, they'll play Ashe Tracer. You can't really, I mean, the Echo here is so vulnerable, even in non-hit scan. There's just, she's so slow floating from the ground to the ground that
A lot of easily accessible high ground in
sometimes you want to drop altitude if you can, and she just can't do that quickly at times. So it makes her so vulnerable to Deadeye, for example. Good chase there on Fearless. You saw the pressure from Fleta really starting to mount already.
Not like the Shinga has to be worried about a fucking high noon.
Sorry, wants to try and punish whoever's hiding around that corner. And he's doing a decent job here. Fielder's in a bit of danger. He goes for
what a
sleeve. There might be follow-up here. There is.
What a sleeve.
He's gonna get out though. That's where the coach cut. You can get to that high ground. I want to say though, Izayaki could be huge here with the Discords. The Discord plus the Ash damage. It's going to be very difficult for Fearless and Hanbin to get in position and stay healthy when in position.
Fearless. Oh, there you go. They get Fate.
What a huge connection.
Still with the Mercy. Still playing the Mercy.
Per 10 minutes in that previous map, Matt, and this
but
one
that's
again,
not a Reservoir.
it looks like the Fuel are trying to shut things down from the front line first. Izayaki tries for a salvo of orbs there, but can't stay alive with a nano boosted Winston. Fearless won't overcommit.
Oh, Fearless.
Get a bit of extra damage because he wants his primal as soon as possible. And there's a hacked mini health pack. He'll be able to get multiple of those, but Void chases
look
him
at that
down.
turnaround.
He needed time to heal up, and Void didn't want to give it.
And the car doesn't make a ton of progress because the bomb from Lip just goes
right into the shield,
time.
I think.
So the Dallas Shield, they make a bit of progress, but you're not going to get very close to completing the map. As Sparkle, the pulse bomb, he'll end up falling.
Nice stick, but
that was a situation he was in there, like basically 1-on-5.
How did he get 8% of his ult in that time? He literally.
Big combination, but with everybody playing up in the high ground, it's going to be difficult to connect with everybody, and even if you do get the tanks, trying to burst them down is going to be tough.
Oh, if he drops.
Which likely means he'd have to drop off the high ground in order to provide that. And there's still a risk of getting hit with a bionic grenade for anyone but him. Will be invulnerable during the channel. Here's the rally. Jexa, and you can see here Hanbin.
Fearless going in. Oh, Hanbin.
Know where the tanks are coming from. Fleta loses a pulse bomb to Hanbin. He eats that one right up, and he's at 700 points of health with that rally armor. Hanbin just ignores the Zenyatta. He knows the Transcendence is coming, so he sits here on the high ground, and Fate did get hit with a bionic grenade, but he isn't punished even though he's inside that Transcendence.
He's hiding behind the fucking self-destructing mech. That's pretty funny.
Not able to keep everybody topped up and healthy to kind of fight this. Is now maybe you can. A nano boost onto Fearless, you have the EMP. Take advantage here of Shanghai use.
They got a big hold on Florida.
Gonna have to hide, make sure he gets his Valkyrie off.
On the Mayhem here, so maybe Shanghai can do it with Dallas.
It's just hard for the Zenyatta. Constantly looking to stick that Discord orb to him. Basically says, kick me, if I'm honest. Sparkle trying to work around the periphery, but Hanbin's already gone down here.
Oh, wow.
Just getting a lot of chunk damage into him.
Oh,
EMP,
big 4-man EMP.
Fate goes down, but Doha gives his life for it. To the high ground, Liv's getting pressure
and somehow,
it's a big bionic grenade onto two.
Man, 4-man EMP and it's still a win by Shanghai.
And they are making limited progress on this map.
I mentioned
that's real unfortunate for Dallas.
Play has been huge here.
Yeah, it's absolutely been that mercy play.
Overall in the series, being able to get a res there is massive. The Valkyrie to keep everybody topped up through the EMP. Doha will go over to the
BJ Gone has been so useful.
Try and make something happen late.
Don't want the Genji.
Not normally the Genji player on this team, but something with a bit of mobility is going to
be right. That's too bad. Seeing Sparkle in this would have been exciting.
Throwback composition this one. Fleta wards Sparkle away from the cart. We're now into overtime. To the high ground, that was Fearless on the drive-by.
Are they going to get anyone down to... There goes... Oh, Doha kills Fleta.
Fleta goes down. Doha finds the kill, and Sparkle has a pulse bomb. He's waiting desperately.
Oh, Legion gone. Oh my god, he was so close.
Transcendence is in play, but Pulse is still lethal to targets of 200 or less health. It gets stuck to Fate in
200
he does
HP.
Go very low in
oh,
fairness, trying to escape
Izayaki.
Doha gets rid of Izayaki in the switch to the Tracer Genji composition for Dallas. It works.
Hey, this Dallas comp is so unorthodox, and I fucking love it.
Dive onto the cart. Everybody now
they switch to whatever the fuck they want, and they just go in.
This is gonna allow the Dallas
and it seems to be working.
Ground control. It was a pick from Doha that opened things up. Fearless with a beautiful primal rage, as usual. Keeps it alive, and now Lip is gonna move off of the Ash. Doesn't want to try and deal with all the dive that's gonna come through.
Anyways,
play a Sombra. Try and catch out the, whether it's a Genji or the Hack or Fearless.
DJ on Twitch is
that's a funny one.
Who would have thought we'd actually see that in this tournament?
Oh, Fleta on Jexa. Oh,
he gets a lot of air in his
Wow. Oh, I didn't have the dash up. That's unfortunate. Got a kill though. And Hanbin got Izayaki. Oh, Fearless was almost lived.
Couple slaps to the back of the head, like an Italian father does the job.
Uber! What the fuck was that? A couple slaps to the back of my head usually does the job like an Italian father. Sorry. Oh god, that's funny. Uber is such a troll, man. Yo, you don't think maybe don't drop it on the shield, Sparkle?
From behind, Sparkle has to recall. It was Flutter the whole time, harassing him. He's actually able to avoid the EMP, but
juking out the EMP.
That exact moment, but Fearless has already gone down. The self-destruct buys enough space for
oh, Flutter's dead.
To get the resuit, but Doha still causing so many problems from above.
Fielder, how is Fielder alive?
Lee Jae-gon's forced away, and Hardbin's trying to chase him down. There could be the kill finish there. Doha is such a menace.
I just realized they finally got off the Mercy.
Gets desuited, but it's really just void on the cart right now. The focusing beam takes a big chunk out of him. As soon as Fate returns,
come on, Doha.
Down to 10% of his health, but
he's so low.
With that bubble. Doha's trying to get through.
Oh my god, Doha almost died trying to fucking kill him there.
Yeah, but you're going to have Fearless use a Primal Rage up on the high ground as he gets back into the fight. They're going to deal with Void. So you just have a Fate here who's going to fall low as you have a duplicate if you wanted to finish it off. But the switches from the Dallas fight by Dallas. To have paid off. They're going to take this second checkpoint. Not a ton of time to complete the map. You players don't get this front spawn though. Yeah,
had a rough start, but Dallas is responding well to being forced into overtime on point A.
After they lost the one player, they end up losing its fielder to Fate with a nano boost. It was Jexley with a rally to keep himself alive and then work his way back to the car. Because everybody else with the Dallas Fuel was pushing on through. They were getting kills, they were doing enough damage. You just
this looks like it's going to be a big EMP.
You almost lost both supports. This should be a big EMP from Lip.
Duplicate on the Doha.
Or he just waits and then uses it on Doha only.
Somehow the fuel keep Doha alive. He has plenty of time to build a primal, and he has.
And there he is.
Harbin's already gone down. You can see the Fate's in the backline with a primal rate of his own.
And they're right by the spawn doors. They can just chill. Oh, Doha.
But he gets blocked by some of the piping. Almost caught as a result.
I wonder if you're the Dallas Fuel. Want to commit to this composition. You don't have a ton of time. That'll be a pulse bomb.
That scared me every time that happens.
Fearless, but a nano boost saves him.
And he has a jump pack available, so he can
where's this pulse going?
A very timely nano boost there to Fate to keep him in the fight.
Oh, Doha, not Doha. Fearless, that was big.
Really nothing he can do to stay alive. Sparkle, dodging.
Please, Sparkle. 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 Sparkle.
One more hit will get the job done, but he cannot catch the elusive Ana. And now Lip returns
to defend. Sparkle. Oh, no. That was tragic. Oh my god. Sparkle in the spawn doors.
I mean, that is insane.
That's huge.
Good
EMP.
But he goes down instantly.
Ah, Fearless though. Oh, I know it's gonna push him off.
Lee Jae-gon is in rally, but he's being knocked back, knock around, up and down, off the map.
Bye. Ooh, Fleta goes down. Wow. A minute 23, and they got that point. That's gonna be a tough follow-up for Shanghai, man. It's gonna be a tough follow-up for Shanghai.
He's got like 50 HP.
Dallas turned that around really well.
Goes right back in both support.
Considering how well Shanghai stalled out there on point A.
Especially because Lee Jae-gon had a rally.
They rushed through point B and had a good prolonged fight on C.
Dallas Fuel the map completion.
It was big.
Barely got past point A, Matthew.
That's what I'm saying.
Struggled to deal with the Mercy boosted Ash play from the Dragons.
And they're not starting off with the Mercy this time.
Again, the Zenyatta for Izayaki made it hard for Fearless to go as far as he normally did, but here's how those last moments went. Look at how this stick works. Void was still in mech as well. There's a real.
Oh my god.
If Void doesn't run back into the depths of that spawn.
That's too bad, man. Izayaki and Lee Jae-gon are top of each other, bro. That's unfortunate.
Not much else that Void can do.
Let's see if Shanghai can answer and keep. Well, actually, it goes with the 4, so it doesn't matter. They're fine. But...
This will be very difficult for Void to stay alive. So it is also something that we haven't seen the APAC teams do. The APAC teams really like to play the D.Va with the Winston.
Yeah, I mean,
don't like the double bubble in APAC?
This sort of combo, you're right. Sparkle.
Sparkle's like, yeah, never mind.
Finds Flutter initially. The Fuel definitely want to enable Fearless to go a little further than before. And you can see he's playing on the corner. He'll get pocketed by Fielder and he'll get every friendly bubble that's can provide.
Sparkle gets him.
Goes down. That's a risky mission from Sparkle, but he's picked out the Brigitte.
And the bubble from the Zarya is also great for Fearless.
And he had his what's it called, recall up, so you knew that if he can get that done quickly, he just pulls the recall and he's back to safety.
Trying to get the hacks onto Fearless, finish him off, as they know that Fearless is the key for the Dallas Fuel. Having that bubble is massive. It always seems like he has his jump pack available, Fearless. So to be able to have the Zarya bubble, huge. Is Yaki already with the nano boost?
Two players,
oh yeah, 10, 20, 15 up on Fielder.
Dueling to the death across the map. Sleep dart from Izuyaki doesn't connect, so Doha can get away. Looks like there was no intention of giving Fate the nano until now.
Fielder waited a whole half a second. I don't know where he needed that, but...
Fearless, however, gets the nano and is put to sleep after Harmon is taken down. So
unfortunate.
The Dragons deal very well with Dallas trying to start that fight.
They still got 230.
See if the Dallas Fuel can stay alive long enough. You know, Doha just trying to kite this.
They got time on this point still.
He has EMP. That's why they're trying to get this kill. He was so low. He even have a chance.
No one needs that. Come up with that type of
EMP connects with 4.
They target bubble this
Doha,
just
man.
to make sure that there's no chance of interrupting it. Good tech, and that's a lot of respect to someone like Lee Jae-gon or Izuyaki who could have interrupted it if they knew it was coming. Fate gets hacked, he's stuck on the ground.
Oh, he's just getting ripped apart.
Off the damage, he just yeets the graviton at a D.Va. This guy's ice cold, and it works. Lee Jae-gon is down.
This guy charges up his fucking Uber. Called it perfectly. Nothing for me to say.
It's gonna be very difficult though.
This guy just immediately at the D.Va. He gave 0 fucks. Bitch, I dare you eat this.
And all you have is this rally. Your best case scenario for the Dallas Fuel here is to try and get like a hack early on somebody, finish them off, and hope that Shanghai waits.
I'm playing around with my fucking pop filter way too much. I'm gonna break this thing.
Maybe just trying to keep tracks on whoever wants to
oh, Sparkle.
Sparkle says happy birthday to the ground, but Izuyaki was definitely the
happy birthday to the ground.
Message received.
It's huge because you were at a minute 49
when
Shanghai got back. That pulse bomb's gonna get
Doha almost has another fucking EMP.
So this also allows you to get the nano boost for Fielder. And
if you can hit this on Jagon before he gets his rally off,
want to control that.
That could be huge. Oh.
Thinking about just going and doing it? Okay. He's going to try and make this happen, but Fletter gets a duplicate on the Winston early. Keep an eye on that.
Could have sworn he hit that on 3.
Fate just pushes straight into him. Fearless knows he's just feeding Primal Rage if he sticks around to fight Fletter. But now it's going to be Fletter with exactly that ability inside the server room.
Fletter, man.
Could be done. Matt, it feels like,
that was big by Fletter.
Starting that fight with the EMP.
You know what, but...
I feel like, though, it was a good opportunity. Like, I think when Fearless gets knocked down, they have an EMP, they know everybody from Shanghai is up there, they have the nano boost, he can go up to that high ground with the Zarya bubble, really start to...
They at least stalled out 2 minutes off of that, so
that's
decent for Dallas.
Really goes south, is come back here for the Dallas Fuel.
No, they got another Primal. Both teams have Primal.
It's really, you completed the map, so you had so much...
There's a big bang combo coming up for Hanbin and Sparkle right now.
You draw the clock down, and then towards the end of the map,
that could be huge.
Solve things out.
Someone who's very good at that team's the Toronto Defiant. They are very disciplined when it comes to, you know, defending after a good attack.
Toronto Defiant, let's get it. Oh, Lip.
Pulse bomb from Lip rather into the back line it claims too.
Both supports.
Ended up in a Dallas Fuel map completion. The Dragons are well and truly on that same trajectory here.
Yes, that is up top in the ship, it looks like, where he's able to connect the 2 players. As Hanbin will die late.
Just a complete dismantling from the Shanghai side. Absolute dismantle.
That's massive for their chances to finish the map. Now
that's a whole minute and a half more than Dallas had.
Danger Lip. Oh, he tries to extend the grid.
Okay, Sparkle.
He was back spawn. Mini health packs with Sparkle in the fight.
Lip's been winning those, so I don't blame him for
I don't blame him at all.
Right? I mean, that was something that I think Danny covered on the pre-show, is that how good Lip was in Tracer in the first series, where he gets Sparkle a little bit low, tries to go in for the kill.
It doesn't cost him much.
Duplicate's almost up for both.
The card is still moving through the doors anyway. Nano, Flatter again gets it. Okay, so Doha is going to duplicate the Winston. Attempted to sleep there, doesn't work out. So here's a Primal Rage. Flatter does not use his duplicate, crucially, until now. Looking for Jexa. Whip shot is backed away. Bonk go to jail. Flatter now going to be dueling out with Gillis, who gets hit with a biotic grenade, and Harbin also low. Great connection from Mizuyaki.
Oh, great sleep fielder.
Now for Flatter. He'll be out of duplication before he can. Oh, no, he builds it, but then he comes out. Harbin has a Graviton surge here. Boyd is still looking.
I was going to say, he's had this grab for what feels like an eternity, and he's going to drop it right on top of Fade.
Oh, Fade gets kept alive.
You have a self-destruct to push players back. You get nothing for that grab.
Wow.
Now the Zarya bubble given over to Fearless here. Hanbin doesn't get anything.
Hanbin's just rushing through this shit.
From Fate to stay alive. He just throws the dome over and he gets a bunch of healing. Fighting grenade defensively used to keep him up. And Hanbin's running out of juice.
Come on, Sparkle.
Left.
Oh, Sparkle. Oh, it doesn't even kill him.
That's good from Doha.
But they kill Flatter. Good job, Doha.
Nano, no primal though. And the Dragons have to back away after using a heck of a lot.
Oh, Fielder. Or Izuyaki. You gotta kill Izuyaki here.
Big biotic grenade on Elite Gun and Void is going to force these players back.
Dallas has to try to get a couple of these kills, man. Delay the
20 on the clock. You'll end up with a
rally the re-engage.
For the Shanghai Dragons.
You will.
Doha though copying this Winston just
man, I'm getting tired. I don't know if I'm going to be able to last this whole game. That's bizarre. I slept like fucking 14 hours last night.
Build up towards a Primal Rage too. Although in the last fight they ended up using the Nano on a Honda.
Lip today, or yesterday, was playing huge.
Not ideal.
On Tracer.
He's going to have himself a Primal Rage and he uses it instantly. Fate drops there. Sparkle pretty much had all the damage done already, but a Pulse Bomb will secure that kill. And crucially,
good aggressive fight.
Which definitely goes to Fearless in the next fight. Dallas have a lot of durability, and they're all
that's a good job aggressively holding up that forward.
You don't know, you could also
killing it a lot of that time, letting the point push back.
Getting a decent amount of charge, and they start to push through towards the payload. You could give the Nano over to Hanbin to keep him alive with that. They do. They give the Nano boost to Hanbin.
I mean, nothing Void can do about Hanbin's damage. He can just cut through that mech with a laser.
Ooh, Fielder goes down. That's important. Fearless about to go down, yeah. Good tracking, Lift. You're insane.
Dallas are getting absolutely walloped right now.
That might be game.
7 seconds left. The Dragons are
that just might beat him, or the match, I guess. The map.
Here come the reinforcements for the Dallas Fuel. Jexa has to be healed basically inside his own spawn, and here's the Wrecking Ball now from Fearless, or Hanbin rather. Fearless
it actually would have been map because they finished it too.
Again and again he provides his key moments now to keep the Dragons ahead in this fight. Hanbin falls to the focusing beam. Flatter really cutting through those bulky tanks, but Doha's going to make another one of himself. Here's the Winston. Primal Rage not out of the question for Doha, and he has it here. Where does he look? Lee J gone. He's going to knock him out of the fight and try and make it harder to use that Inspire healing. Now going to juggle Fate for a time. He's about to come out of Duplicate and needs to be ready to do damage once more as Echo. Good defensive biotic grenade. That keeps Fearless topped up. Doha gets Izuyaki as he comes out of
Is that Flatter with a Nano?
Fearless is down. Now Flatter has a duplicate of his own on the horizon, but will it even be needed? Hanbin staying alive. Here comes Jexa. Big stick. Sparkle gets rid of Fate, but Jagon bonks him and gets rid of him now.
What am
I
watching?
Jexa trying to stay alive. Not enough Inspire procs to stay into the fight though. Still a Diva on the point, and here's the Doom Fist.
Doha on the Doom Fist.
He got desuited, and the Dallas Fuel are they going to do this
with the Nano? Oh my God, Dallas!
The Dallas Fuel come out on top.
Oh my God, Dallas! What? How do you defend that?
Able to contest just to get us into overtime. And then,
look at Sparkle, he's like, oh my God. Look at Doha, Doha's hype. Doha is hype. Let's go, boys.
those armor packs on.
Oh man, look at the face of the Shanghai players, man. They're just in shock and awe right now.
Fate to get a primal rage of his own. Fearless coming out of his primal solo goes back to spawn, switches to Rhine, and comes out. You just cycle these.
Oh wait, he just went and changed.
Much for Shanghai to deal with.
That's funny, bro.
The Shanghai Dragons have entered the danger zone. The Dallas Fuel stand on the precipice of winning the first major title for this franchise in their history to take away the May Melee.
Let's watch some of these highlights real
plenty
quick.
more action though, and a chance for the Dragons to kick back into high gear. So do not go anywhere.
Oh, she dropped and couldn't put it back up. Bye.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile.
That, don't worry about all this time left. It means nothing. We shall see.
But doing it in the Overwatch League just has a different kind of sweetness to it, Matthew. It's 3-1 to fuel its match point for them.
Yeah, so something interesting. I was like taking a look back at the previous series. So
I didn't even cover my mouth for that. Sorry, friends.
Dragons pick in this series. Dallas won it in the first series, and now won it in the second series. And then Shanghai Dragons now pick Ilios, which was the first map in the previous series, with the Dallas Fuel ended up winning. So maybe what Shanghai wants to do here is kind of keep the map somewhat similar to the first go-around. We already saw Anubis, which was a Shanghai Dragons pick.
But the first go-around, Dallas
maybe
won.
They saw all of these compositions and make the necessary adjustments in the day or two since then to feel like you can win. It is kind of rare though to see a team pick
Dallas took the map 2-0.
that they had just lost to the team like a day or two ago.
Dallas took a 2-0. I thought Shanghai won one of these maps.
Different, but Shanghai taking an approach where they probably drew up some new strategies and came in.
Pretty sure Ruin was the first one too.
They have tape on the fuel on these maps. Instead of having to deal with anything potentially unexpected, they can walk into this maybe knowing what's going to come.
They know Dallas isn't really going to change up that many comps because they can't, right? They play a select few things, although some big switches at certain times. Is right now on the Wrecking Ball goes
that's kind of been like Dallas' thing. They have a few comps that they like to run, but like they can switch to some weird shit if they need to, especially in the late game.
Look how busy Fate keeps everybody, especially Fielder there. Fielder uncharacteristically misses the
My arm.
But you know, while he's trying to deal with the ball, he turns around and all of a sudden
I really hope Dallas wins this map. The boy's tired.
Oh. And then they lose the fight as a result of that.
Oh, hi, Paul. I wasn't looking at chat because I wasn't expecting to have anybody in the chat.
Probably the worst point you could have drawn off the start, right?
Put user timeout. Oh, no. I shall add you as a moderator, though.
Since now you're actually in the chat, I'll add you as a moderator, Paul.
No counter to it. And obviously, the Echo Wrecking Ball good on this map where it doesn't excel on some of the other points. So really,
hey,
really
I'm watching some good Overwatch, Paul. I can't go to bed until this game's over. And it's not live, so, you know, it's not exactly live.
The Dragons stay well ahead. A very interesting Brigida matchup here between Jagon and Jexa.
Something tells me out of the two, Paul, you probably like the Shanghai Dragon more. Granted, the Shanghai, and you have a thing with Asians, so.
In terms of hero damage done and inspire uptime, which is a result of how much you're getting.
But they are dragons. I know you like dragons.
Very much more aggressive, and Jexa going to switch down to Lucio. I was going to say they're going to change things up a different style of play here from the Dallas.
Getting behind for a nice. This guy's been averaging three people hacks. And gets it on 2.
Izzyaki gets blown up there.
Dallas Fuel can't be relying on an EMP for every fight, though. They've already conceded 80% capture progress to the Dragons. And they've lost Jexa in this fight.
Just following the ball.
He's 1 HP. The minefield is out. Sparkle was trying to...
Oh, they took out Hanbin.
Harder than finding El Dorado, I suspect. And Lip knows that he can dance around that minefield and stay relatively safe from close quarters. He's still alive.
Sparkle, be careful now.
On the ticker for the Dragons. Fate switching to the Winston.
You can keep fighting this though, as it's going to be the copy from Fleta getting a Tracer. It'll be a Coalescence that comes out. They need to keep everybody alive.
Oh, it actually makes sense for Fleta to copy the Tracer because I mean, like, he's Fleta.
Duplication by the Coalescence from Fielder, and that was when Fielder was at his most vulnerable. He cannot fade away during Coalescence, so that Pulse Bomb, if it had stuck, it would have been game over. Hanbin gets away, self-destructed over the top there, bit of a cheeky fade away, and that Transcendence wouldn't have saved anyone from the self-destruct.
Okay, I thought they didn't put the point for a second.
And Jagon now has a rally to follow this up. The Dragons have a lot of durability here, and they're ready to fight to end the round.
It's difficult for the Dallas Fuel to step back onto the point.
Oh wow, they flipped it.
The Transcendence comes in, so everybody on the Shanghai Dragons topped up. They can't stand.
This might be a quick point. Might be a quick point.
If you're the Dallas Fuel.
Fearless is hit with a Discord orb and a focusing.
Dallas's stalls have been crazy though.
The pulse bomb, well, easy come, easy go. Philippe didn't even need to connect that one. Most of the hard work had already been done. The Dragons now are back in control of the point, and it's really just a matter of clearing things out. Sparkle goes down. He's in the MP coming fairly late. It connects on towards 4 people. There might be a comeback here. Doha gets rid of Lip.
I swear to God, if Dallas manages to come back on this, I don't think so. No, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Maybe, you know, Jackson stays alive a second longer. You have a sound barrier, but really strong performance here from the Shanghai Dragons to kick things off on Ilios. But like I mentioned, Ruins, you know, a point where you can play a lot of the Wrecking Ball, a lot of compositions that Shanghai Dragons want to play. It's not as easy on some of these other points. So Dallas Fuel thus far looks like they're going to be playing probably, you know, the Winston-based comp with the Tracer and the Echo. As we take a look from Flip's POV.
How long has this stream been going for, bro?
Credit to Jexa because his shield bash prevents Fielder from dying to the pulse bomb. Unfortunately, Lip was still
about an hour. I've been streaming for about an hour on this.
On the Lighthouse now. And again, you mentioned that Ruins was a pretty bad map for the Fuel to draw.
Sticking with the Flutter. Sticking with the Echo.
There's some of these protrusive buildings and roofs he can hide behind. He needs to.
I feel like this should play out better for the Dallas Fuel. You can jump up here on the high ground as Yaki gets really low, but the peel back is so good for the rest of the Shanghai Dragons. They keep Izayaki alive, and just all the damage from Fleta and Co.
Wow, immediately. Oh my God.
Right into it. Izayaki lives, everybody else puts down the damage.
Immediately come in with this, what's it called? With the aggression, and Fleta just fucking pops through them.
But it's also,
crazy.
You know, with the Brig and then the Echo damage, it's going to be a difficult one to take out.
It's a problem for the Fuel, who play so heavily around Fearless and actually devote so many resources to their main tank. The Discord Orb is his natural enemy. And he's no longer an apex predator when that is put. Sparkle has to get away from the point there. It takes a little bit too much damage, goes back for the Mega. Void's attention is now elsewhere, so Sparkle returns to the point. Gonna try and draw some attention, and he has caught Lip.
Oh, Fearless.
Hook line or sinker. Lip takes damage from the middle of the point.
I think Lip's fine with contesting that.
I think the Dragons have stepped it up a notch.
Absolutely.
We're watching from the top mini-map. Fearless goes up to the high ground to try and go after Izayaki. You have Liche gone there. You have Void coming back to help in Fleta. Just so much help for Izayaki because they know if they keep him alive with the Discord Orb and it's a pick off on the
oh, fucking Lip, man. Lip is so good. Who's on the point right now?
Just trying to make anything.
Are they gonna flip it? Okay, that makes sense.
That is, the timing is brilliant there.
And Doha gets a kill on Fleta too.
There's no rocket boosters available for Void, so it's a gigantic value kill there.
Man, these two teams are just so good. I'm so happy to see these two in the finals, man. They're playing so well. And it's such a back and forth. Minus Anubis. We don't talk about Anubis.
Just keep the fight alive. Nano boost there as well. So now with control of the point, let's see how the Dallas Fuel can make this composition work. They can play a little bit more aggressive, play up on that high ground and control it right away.
Duplicate. Diva is the target for Doha. Looking to get into the back line here, but Sparkle's already gone down. Discorded, stunned, whip shot.
Oh, Liche gone. Wow.
At the Tracer.
And they flipped the point too? Oh, Fate's dead though. Oh, back to... Oh, that's actually... Is he going to get the ult off? No. Well, with a rally. Oh, I think they gotta get this.
Yeah, they're going to have the Primal Rage here from Fearless again, and he's going to go up to the high ground, gets discorded, but...
Oh, Hanbin kills Izayaki too.
The point back is, if Fate's still rolling around, he goes right through Jexe. Just look at all of the spots that the damage is coming from here on the Fearless.
You gotta kill off that Diva.
But they got Izayaki. Hanbin now can just run wild on the backline. No healers are available here for the Dragons. And remember, when Izayaki's off the map, they really don't have enough healing to work with. Especially
this point just keeps getting flipped back and forth, and they flipped it right before overtime. That's important too. Oh, they have 3 ults. Hanbin's gonna have his soon.
It's possible though.
With no ults. No ults at 80 plus for Shanghai.
You win this fight rather quickly.
Doha might even have a duplicate soon. What did I just watch? Oh, I played Tracer and I can't keep a track of what he does. She does. Hanbin, you need to get the fuck out of there. Oh, that's working. Oh, and he gets his Izayaki! And they demech Void.
I don't think Izayaki feels like that about what Hanbin just did to him.
Fucking Uber. Uber kills me, dude. It's so fucking weird.
Fight off with fearless Hanbin in Doha, just putting damage down on the supports and some of the other players for the Shanghai Dragons.
Izayaki's probably gonna need to pop that to touch. Shit.
Keep the point in the Dallas Fuel's favor, and like I
nah,
mentioned, you get it above
Lift's got the touch. Or Fate.
Fate takes a bunch of damage. All the Fuel make a beeline for him, and they get rid of him. The target focus is
brilliant. Hey,
Fate still having to claim Sparkle with a minefield, but Doha gets the
that's something that they've been doing, man. Ooh, Sparkle's dead. That's important though.
He finds Izayaki, and look at the matchup. Combining nicely with Fearless, it's going to force out that Transcendence. Yeah, the Fuel have to get back to the point now. They need to win the fight. They aren't touching right now. And there we go. It's going to be Hanbin that keeps going. Fearless got a biting grenade. Nano boost.
Are they going to get... Oh my god.
He's going to get absolutely crowded on. There's no healers on the point.
Izayaki's dead.
Their supports are being isolated, but Fate doesn't have the backup to get rid of them.
Hanbin's dead now, though.
But will it be quick enough? Fearless is doing a good job staying alive for now, but Jexy comes
Jexy, you gotta keep him alive. Oh no. Lip's dead though, but so is Sparkle. Yo, this game is crazy. Oh, Void. Man, this game, bro.
Occupying both supports for so long, like
the series is insane.
The Dallas Fuel try and juggle it on the point. They win in deep, trying to get the Transcendence out of Izayaki, and they
this
gave up the
series is insane, bro.
Back, but Fate just locking these supports so far away, they weren't able to get any healing, and Shanghai wins in the end. As the Shanghai Dragons find the Wrecking Ball compositions to work here on Ilios.
Matt, we wouldn't have had it any other way. This is a first to 4 series for a reason. We want to make sure that our main melee champion absolutely deserves the title. The Dragons,
I'm glad this is a fucking... as much as I don't want it to be long because I'm tired. I have a headache. Oof, Izayaki, that was nasty. Alright. Skip on ahead.
It's tough for anybody. I mean, how good he is on so many different...
What is up with Izayaki's camera?
Shanghai.
Like the Kyrie Irving shirt.
You know, Dallas Fuel's still on game point. Shanghai trying to get
these two getting some big pots here.
The prize breakdown. The lead points are massive. Like we talked about for the Dallas Fuel, I know they come in 2-2 and are 6th seed. I think I saw somebody say that like they basically qualified with by like 0.34 meters of payload progress. Like that.
Jesus Christ, that's actually insane.
And to see that kind of turn into 100K and 3 league points would be quite nice for the Dallas Fuel. Shanghai,
indeed,
you've had a very good start to your season in terms of like records. So the league points are just
they were 4th in the East.
But still, I mean, some of the teams in the East are just
this is a 6 setup.
Bad. They're gonna beat up on some of these teams all year long. Where you know, I feel like the Dallas Fuel still have a lot of teams to.
Well, maybe this isn't a 6 setup as I thought it was.
You're gonna be pretty good against you know, a few of those teams all year long, right? So. I feel like
it's working.
Would be just
it's
like
working.
Nice to have for the Shanghai Dragons, where for the Dallas
breathing's kind of making it difficult.
They're massive. They're just about necessary.
I'll hold either way.
It erases an incredibly rocky start to this season. I think there's no other way of putting it, right? You're in a position where you have to deal with the retirement of your, one of your main DPS players. you need to turn around in a couple of days and be ready to play. Yeah, you go 2-2, right? You have some really tough matches in your
man, this team is on the precipice of winning.
You know, a win here in those 3 league points essentially puts them clear of all of that sort of.
This team is on the precipice of winning the May Melee, the first tournament of the season, and they're starting hitscan DPS retired right before the season, which is also tilting because what's it called? It's tilting because they just fucking signed him onto the team a couple like weeks or months beforehand, and this guy's just like, on second thought, later.
Which is what we've seen teams in NA and APAC both do. The Dallas Fuel, though, against the Houston Outlaws came out, and as you see here on the map leaderboard presented by Xfinity, they almost took the best time ever on the map. And this is when they ended up playing the May the Sim, and they did a TP straight to the point, avoided everything. Shanghai has obviously seen that. They've also played this map against each other the other day in the series.
Indeed they did.
That is one where the Shanghai Dragons came out tough. Can they repeat that performance again? The Dallas Fuel may have something different here that they want to play.
I think one of the most
I kind of gotta pee.
the way that map played
You know what? I'll let the game play while I go pee. I'll be back shortly.
So it's really uncommon to see that pick because theoretically given so many range limitations. But constantly the Fuel were using the teleporter just to outposition the Outlaws every time they tried to stand up and sort of fight them. So yeah, you're playing on the card, you just throw a TP on the card, and then all of a sudden all your team is on the high ground on point B. Made it really, really hard for the Outlaws to sort of predict or get an understanding of sort of how the Fuel would flow. Now, I'm not saying that that would necessarily work against a team like the Dragons, especially one that would probably play pretty separately, right? You probably have Ash, Mercy, the Zen in there, the Wrecking Ball play. It's going to be a little bit hard to pin down the Dragons that they can.
Yeah, it's Shanghai taking a little bit here for this game. Trying to get it all in sync with each other is the Dallas Fuel. No substitutions here, no substitutions for Shanghai either. So we're just waiting for Shanghai to get ready to go into game.
Izyaki's going to be fixing his monitor, and while he does that, we're going to bless ourselves with some sights and sounds of the last few weeks of play.
There we go, ready then.
Yeah, ready, man.
No, when we start.
Let's go. Pelican. Playing Greg, shut up.
I have returned. What is happening?
Because you're always handsome, that's why.
Yeah, just DNA. Strike is trolling Super and his whole family. Jeez. What the fuck? I met OG. He was so handsome. What is happening? Okay, what are we watching this for? I'm too tired for this shit. Sorry, friends, if you want to watch that, go back and look at the VOD.
They're looking to end the series here. No map 7 shenanigans.
Yeah, they are, but with how all these games have gone, it just feels like we're going to get another map. It just, Shanghai has...
I can't help but agree with Matt. As much as I would, again, I would love for Dallas Fuel to end it here.
To see a game 7 here, potentially. It'll be the Dallas Fuel on defense. Kick things off. Interesting. So they're going to come out with a Soldier 76.
Hey, the Soldier makes an appearance again. Aw, tell me Fleta stays on this fucking... No way Lip is gonna be on the fucking not Tracer, Pharah. Because Fleta wants to play the fucking... Yo, what's it called? Junkrat. No, there's no way. There's no shot. Yeah, that's what I thought.
So Shanghai is probably going to want to play Wrecking Ball. I wonder if they see this, if they make some type of adjustment, if they want to continue to play the ball into it.
Alright, let's see what happens.
The Dragons will start the attacking side, and Doha greets them as they come out of spawn.
They're going to see 76 and be like, what?
Okay.
Weird.
Whatever it is, it's prompted fate. Maybe the Winston.
Everybody back. Yep, we're seeing a change. Everybody back.
A complete change, wow.
Okay. So the Dragon's going to play more traditional rush here.
Oh no, yeah, the traditional rush. It's ironic.
This is going to be so much of what this match is like, potentially. If these
Ooh,
teams
nice headshot.
kind of play this game where they try and counter-comp each other constantly, like Dallas could come out and play the Symmetra next, right? But then we see the Echo switch and whatnot come in for Shanghai. Is Shanghai trying to get a player walled off?
Yeah, they got Fearless, but Fearless in a position to pretty easily deploy the Immortality Field if needed.
Oh, Fearless still dies.
Somehow, it looks like they thought Fearless would be okay, but he got burst down in a pinch.
And that's the point for Shanghai.
Up to the point nonchalantly.
Nonchalantly.
So let's see now if the Dallas Fuel decide to make some changes. You saw Jexay and Fielder here. Jexay will try and run away.
Okay.
Like no changes thus far. Nothing. Okay, so Sparkle over to the May.
That makes sense.
Do you see the...
That makes sense.
Because Sparkle is usually the one who plays the Symmetra, so they'll have the May with the Sombra here. You possibly stay on the Sombra because you don't want to give up the ult charge. You want to get an EMP, so fight winning, that you don't want to give up. You know, basically a free EMP here.
So your main damage is Fearless and Fielder, I guess, with this setup. Air Matrix wall preventing escape for some. Still, the Dragons are unperturbed by that. They step to the left.
Kind of just, what's it called? Drawn out time, really.
That has expired. Shanghai look much better here so far. Let's see what this Sparkle Doha duo can concoct. The MP, Doha.
Come on, Doha.
Knows he might have been blown up there. Immortality Field deployed to the right-hand side, if I'm not mistaken. Harmony got pressure.
Ooh, they pushed up into the lip.
The Fuel respond by grouping up.
Into the lip?
Doha's
Into lip.
trying to help over the top, dealing with Void, I think. Manual hack on Fletter.
They're trying to
Oh, get the kill. There it is.
Finally get him. That'll be a shatter from Fearless. Doesn't get anybody.
Oh, sick.
Shanghai wants to regroup.
But it guarantees they can't help. They couldn't help off Fleta.
Immortality Field down. He's frozen.
Oh, this is a good start to the defense.
He's hungry.
That's what I mean, man. It just keeps flipping back and forth. And since you can't flip points here, it's just like one completely wipes one way, then the other one completely wipes the other way. There's 5 ults, almost 6 for Shanghai though. That's a... Wait, they're behind?
Oh, they got Fate. He's in trouble. That shield gets busted, frozen. As the EMP.
6 man. 6. Count them. Fleta, Lip, Fate, Void, Liege gone, Izayaki. Count them 6 players with that fucking... But it doesn't mean they really got much off of that.
That's they thought maybe they could kind of extend it a little bit.
But I mean,
some of these kills onto Dallas towards the end.
Nah, I guess it was right because they were able to just delay, and that's what I want to do on defense, really.
But Jexay can just kind of sit on the high ground. Jexay actually above where Fearless is currently, just wall riding. He's going to be able to just drop down in sound barrier if needed.
This could be dangerous. Doha is halfway to another EMP, and Harpin has everything clutch. You saw him barking orders there on the player cam. Probably trying to get everyone in position for that. Jexay goes down though.
Oh, Gravitic Flux.
Blizzard there to meet them. Void desuited and Fleta might not be able to get away. He's frozen on the high ground. Looking more like a sculpture right now, but no one's there to
oh, Hanbin's dead.
To get to safety, and it was healed constantly by his backline.
I want to see this shatter.
He's trying to tempt fate. Literally.
Tempt fate.
Drop his shield for me. Not quite. Fate been pretty.
Oh, there it is. Oh, the fucking boop though. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
And you can keep cycling these ultimates if you're the Dallas Fuel. Fearless will get taken out here towards the end. They do have an EMP for this next fight coming up.
Yeah, they're gonna get some push, but that was a good delay.
They buy themselves a ton of time there.
a ton of time.
And you're going to have Legion on with the sound barrier yet again. So see how he plays around this. Can't get hit with that EMP. Also can't.
Why am I committing to a companion stream, a watch party stream, whatever you want to call it? With nobody watching? With nobody watching? I don't know.
This is going to be causing him such anguish. Look at him. He's not on his front line at all. He can't be. And as a result, look at Void. He gets desuited. Incredible pressure to the back line, and the Dragons lose. What are they?
There you go.
I mean, this is kind of the game with Sombra.
And now all Dallas has to do is just wait.
Where, you know, Legion has to either play from a distance.
There's some weird ass translocator spots. But they're smart. I mean, they're probably not going to get found out.
Play within, you know, the range of the EMP.
Couple of big ults coming up for Shanghai.
It'll be Lip here within Deadeye.
Oh no.
Yep.
The EMP. This is going to be the sound barrier, though. It's good.
Another 5 or 6 men.
And that's the Dragons weathering the storm. Doha gets away with
Are they?
locator.
Are they?
Void gets desuited here. He had self-destruct, but he was manually hacked.
It was a blizzard from Sparkle on the
Huge.
High ground.
Oh, multi gone, so.
It'll be Izuyaki getting a kill on a Doha.
Look at that now, though. 20 seconds.
How do you go about trying to get the high ground here? You're going to have a Gravitic Flux and a Shatter available here.
And a sound barrier shortly after that.
10 seconds left. The Dragons' main melee hopes ride on this next fight. And Matrix to start, but it's going to be a May wall immediately.
Get ready for that shatter.
It's huge.
That Gravitic Flux shatter's got to be big, bro.
The Dragons have to recover. Void goes to the
Oh no.
Big shatter. Fate comes alive on this Ryan.
Fate comes up with a shatter, actually.
On the sound barrier. Hanbin falls, but
Izuyaki falls too, though. Oh my! Fearless, bro! Fearless! Takes fate in his own hands. Uber with these fucking puns, bro.
His shield's about to crack, and so is the resolve of Shanghai. They are kicked off the cart, and that's a win condition set up now for the Fuel.
Oh my god, I need to see that fearless fucking drop shatter. I need to see that drop shatter on replay. How to get behind him like that? This is Sparta. Bah! That's why I love Reinhardt, man. You just get in the right position. Oh my god, it's a game changer.
We haven't seen that from anybody at all. As after they try the Soldier 76 at the start, doesn't work out. They go over to that composition. They're able to really be strong on defense, deny Shanghai a lot of the high ground. They played really brawly up near the choke, and the EMP is just such a devastating ultimate that they're able to take advantage of it. It'll be offense for the Dallas Fuel.
What?
They know where the golden box of victory is to win the melee. Here's how they decide to play. Yeah, let's see this. He has this.
There was just nobody on top anymore. They're just on the car. He's like, oh hi.
Godly. So good. And that's it. And that is that is making a play to secure the round for your team. Say that kind of
100%.
Like that, and you guarantee yourself.
Let's get it, Sparkle. Pop up for a shot or two.
For the Shanghai Dragons. This is not surprising. When the Dallas Fuel pick this map, they know Shanghai is pretty much going to play this on defense. So you think whatever Dallas has cooked up is for this composition. As okay for a second there.
The Bastion!
Nope, we're going to see the Soldier 76 again.
Not out of the woods yet are the Dallas Fuel. Discord orb will be a factor, so Fearless will need to keep his wits about him. Look at this. The Fuel scurry up to the high ground now. Fearless has to charge. Okay, Fletty gets tickled by Sparkle. And now he knows that, yes, the legs have been locked. Soldier 76 to win the main melee.
Please. Please, Soldier 76 to win the main melee.
Shanghai did this as well.
Yeah, they're trying to just find somebody.
Oh, Fate's hacked. Fate's hacked.
Walk away, trundling off the point. The Fuel discipline. They don't chase. They don't overcommit to try and get rid of him. But Sparkle's taking fire from multiple angles. Throws himself into the makeshift bunker here. Fletter is struggling. Very low. Will need to break line of sight for the time being. Good immortality field from Fielder. What a lifesaver this man is. That's eventually gone down.
Fielder.
Enough time to keep Fearless alive. Fate could be in trouble.
Oh, look at this fight. Look at this fight. It's back and forth.
Oh,
my Fielder. Fielder, you beast.
And they should be able to keep the payload moving. Like where the Shanghai Dragons got caught here, there's no like May on the other side. They're still playing these wrecking ball compositions. You're going to have an EMP tac visor here for this next fight.
Oh, EMP tac visor can be huge again.
If you're the Dallas Fuel, if you can get this
just like King's Row.
On the high ground, it's going to be devastating for Shanghai coming out of spawn.
EMP tac visor. What a way to set yourself towards that box of victory. Oh,
no.
He's taken down. Big pick off for the Dallas.
They actually manual hacked Doha. Doha, you beast. Oh, the jukes. Oh, Dallas is clutching up. Dallas is clutching up. Lee Jae-gon is dead. Oh, kill Fate. If they kill Fate, that's terrible. Oh, that's terrible. They have 4 minutes to push 20 meters. 4 minutes to push 20 meters. I hope I'm not like, what's it called? Peeking or anything.
Hero moment is on the cards. Can Fearless do it again to end it all here in the May melee?
Fearless. Fearless, you got this. There are no shields. Yeah. Smart. If you use it there, I might use it there on it. Just on like, on some dumb shit. On some like, I have it and I want to use it. And maybe if I hit a big one, my team could turn it around. But I also wouldn't have noticed that like my team was dead or retreating. He seems to have noticed. They still got 3 minutes to push 10 meters. They both have 3 ultimates. Oh. Not quite the kill. Amazing nobody saw that, to be honest. Is anybody? Anybody?
The Dragons don't want to give up their perch, but everyone's going to come down from the ivory tower eventually. Self-destruct is there.
Fletta's dead, so is Doha.
There's still Diva at large, but
Fate's dead too. Oh no, not Lip. Get his ass. Oh, let's see the shatter. What happened to that shatter? The fuck? Was that Lee Jae-gon blocking it? Oh, Fearless is dead. That EMP could be the end of it.
I mean, they get the advantage early. It was the Ant Matrix plus the tac visor.
Where was Fleta before?
I mentioned it was 3 minutes on the clock. We're now down to a
Soul?
minute 55 as
I think.
Sparkle on the Tracer. This will probably have Fleta go back to the Echo. There's that switch. And then, oh, you're going to play the Winston here, so they want to go with this Winston.
This EMP
so they're gonna have the
can be huge. This EMP can end the game.
Plus the EMP, you can force the fight on the cart. That should be enough.
This EMP could win the main melee.
Right here. He needs a gigantic EMP. And the Dragons have a composition that splits up so much, but all he needs is some backline action here. Connect maybe with the Zenyatta, get Izayaki out.
I'm tense. I'm so tense right now. Oh, Sparkle kills Lip.
No more Tracer, pressure in the backline, and now the Fuel.
He still gets it onto 3. He still gets it onto 3. Oh my god. Doha. Fonbin's alive? Still? Is he gonna die?
Pulse bomb dropped in the backline and no one connected with. Izayaki sees Doha in the distance but gives him the respect.
Shanghai, man, they're good. They're just over 1 meter away.
It's just tremendous defense here from the
Shanghai, what? Man, this match is insane. This fucking series, bro. They're a meter away. They are 1 meter away.
Another EMP in this fight. And he can shut down the Dragons in doing so, but Fleta is there with a duplicator. And he'd love to do that to Fearless. He's hacked again.
Oh, Fleta's hacked. Fleta's hacked.
Can he get away? Yes, he's able to duplicate now if he chooses.
No way. And he gets hacked again.
Can't jump. He's stuck on the card right now.
Hanbin. Fearless. Oh, knock him off, Fearless.
6 versus 4. Pulse bomb available for Sparkle now. Is this the moment for him to use it? He gets the stick.
He gets onto Izzyaki too. Oh my God, they do it. They did it. Dallas. I'm not a Dallas Fuel fan by any means, but I like this team. I've always liked Sparkle. I've liked Doha. Fearless is popping off. Fielder's popping off. Hanbin. I've always respected Hanbin because I knew how good he was. Oh my God. And what's it called? Jexay's been playing well too. Void and Izzyaki just offed it immediately.
Nobody else could replicate, that ended up winning the melee for them. The ability to play so many just kind of off compositions.
They're all just like, nah. We celebrate.
Gets it over the line at the end, and you see Shanghai just have to be crushed. Shanghai, they've had so many games go down to the wires. Map 6s with draws. This one almost goes 7. They just fall a little bit short.
Man, this was insane, dude. This was such. This was such a good fucking series, bro. I am so happy with this series. What a fucking ending, bro. We're gonna get this type of shit 4 times a year? 4 times a year we're gonna get these insane inter-region matchups. Oh man. This season's gonna be big, bro. If we're gonna have more things like this, I'm excited. Insane, man. Insane. Anyways, that's when we got to end it here. That was a fucking crazy match. Crazy match. From fucking both sides. Shanghai played crazy. They started off hot, especially with that. Well, Dallas won the first map, but Anubis, they just smacked them in Anubis. This, man, crazy. The way that, like, Doha and Fearless, it felt like, just kept clutching things up with EMPs, kills, huge, Primal Rages for Fearless on the, or Primal Rages, I'm talking about Primal Rages. This series was about the fucking Earth Shatters, bro. Fearless's Earth Shatters, along with his Primal Rages and just general Winston play, been crazy. Doha on the Echo and the Sombra, huge. Like I said, he had to have been averaging at least 3 people hacked on the EMPs. At least. Almost every single one that I saw was 3 or 4. And he hit a couple 5 and 6. Count them, 6-man EMPs. He was outplaying Lip in that regard. Absolutely. Fleta was coming up big. Izzyaki and Lee J Gone were coming up big, but whew. Yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Peace out, guys. That was a crazy match.